I never figured my mom could pull off a lie that big, especially one that painted me as the villain in our own family saga. Growing up in the wide-open spaces of rural Montana, where folks still tip their hats and trust a handshake, you'd think family bonds were unbreakable. But my mom,
Victoria Ayes.
had a way of twisting truth like a rodeo rider ropes a calf, smooth, efficient, and without a hint of remorse. My name's Emily Hayes, and on what should have been my crowning achievement, she turned my world into a dust storm of deceit. It all kicked off on a crisp May afternoon in Bozeman, where I'd just wrapped up my associate's degree in accounting at Montana State University. 6 long years of juggling online classes with my full-time gig at Big Sky Financial Services. And there I was, cap and gown, scanning the bleachers for her face. The sun beat down on the football field turned ceremony ground, the kind of weather that makes you feel like the big sky's got your back. She showed up at 3:15 sharp, sliding into a seat like she owned the place, her crisp denim blouse and turquoise jewelry catching the light. Victoria never did casual, even in ranch country. She dressed like she was closing a deal on prime grazing land. When my name echoed over the speakers, I crossed that stage with my diploma feeling like I'd finally carved out my own patch of independence. Her clap was polite, timed just right, but I caught that flicker in her eyes, the one that said she was already calculating the next move. Afterward, she found me amid the hugs and high fives. "Proud of you, darlin'," she drawled, pecking my cheek with that signature scent of sage and expensive lotion. "Though I'm surprised you bothered inviting me. All things considered." "Considered what?" I asked, keeping my tone even. Years on the family ranch had taught me to stay steady when the wind picked up. She adjusted her silver belt buckle, that fake concern creasing her brow.
"Oh,
"Nothing major. Just that family sticks together. And you've been acting like you're too good for that lately." Her smile didn't reach her eyes. "You'll come to regret bucking the herd, Emily." Before I could fire back, a classmate bumped me with congrats. And when I turned, she was gone, just the click of her boots fading on the gravel lot. I headed back to my small rental in Livingston, a 45-minute drive through rolling hills and cattle country. The one-bedroom cabin wasn't fancy, creaky floors, a wood stove that smoked more than it warmed, but it was mine. No cosigners.
no strines."
By 7:45 that evening, I'd swapped my gown for jeans and was microwaving leftover bison stew when the knock rattled the door. Firm. Authoritative. The kind that makes your gut clench before you even peek out. 2 deputies from the Gallatin County Sheriff's Office stood there under the porch light. The lead was a no-nonsense woman in her 50s. Salt and pepper hair tucked under her hat. Her partner a young guy fresh off the ranch, fidgeting with his belt. "Emily Hayes," she said, voice flat as the prairie. "I'm Deputy Ramirez. This is Deputy Cole. We need to talk about allegations of fraud at Big Sky Financial Services." The words hit like a stampede. "Fraud?" I handled basic bookkeeping, not client accounts. "This has got to be a mix-up," I stammered. But she handed over a search warrant, reading my rights like a routine roundup. The complainant? Victoria Hayes, my own mother. The stew bowl slipped, splattering across the pine floor like spilled blood under the kitchen bulb. As they combed through my place, memories flooded back. I was 10 when Dad passed, a freak accident on the ranch, thrown from a horse during a storm. Victoria turned widowhood into a powerhouse real estate gig, flipping ranches and homesteads across the Yellowstone Valley. Folks admired her grit, calling her a Montana miracle. But I saw the sharp edges, late nights poring over ledgers, sweet-talking bankers while strong-arming sellers. "Family first," she'd say, bailing out my brother Travis from his scrapes. joyriding at 15, a bar fight at 19, that college stunt she hushed up with cash. Travis was 6 when Dad died, too young to recall the man who'd softened Mom's ambition. Without him, Travis became her golden boy, indulged while I got molded into the responsible one. Straight A's were baseline. My degree was practical, but she'd sigh like I'd settled for second best. You could have run the family spread, she'd say over coffee at the local diner. Instead, you're playing small. Small meant freedom, a job she didn't control, a life off her leash. 3 months back, Travis showed up at my cabin. Truck mud-splattered. Eyes wild.
Sis.
I screwed up, he admitted, collapsing on my couch. Bad bets on cattle futures. Loans from shady outfits. Mom had cut him off, a red flag I should have heeded. He wanted my signature on some land docs. Just temporary. I refused flat out. Family looks out for each other, he pleaded, but I saw Mom's cunning in his gaze. He left mad, warning I'd regret it. Weeks later, I noticed my laptop shifted. Files askew. Paranoia kicked in. I upgraded passwords, stashed docs in a safe deposit box. Too late. Apparently. Back in the present, as deputies bagged my computer, I realized the setup. Somewhere in this mess was planted evidence. Her way of reeling me back in. The sheriff's station in Bozeman reeked of stale coffee and old boots. They cut me loose at dawn after my lawyer, paid with an emergency stash, argued no charges stuck yet. But Big Sky suspended me on the spot. Security walking me out like a rustler caught red-handed. Back home, I sifted through the wreckage, thinking like Mom. Every scheme had layers, like sedimentary rock in the Badlands. The flash drive was gone, my backup for work files, kept in a drawer under old receipts. Boring stuff, spreadsheets, client lists. I'd used it last Thursday, finishing a report. Friday, Travis dropped by the office with coffee, all brotherly charm, chatting while I filed. Proud of ya, sis, he'd said. Now it clicked, he'd swiped it. My laptop log showed access at 3:45 a.m. Saturday. Files copied while I slept.
But why?
I dug into public records, credit pulls, land deeds. 3 parcels in Park County transferred recently from Mom's firm to Shell LLCs. My name on the loans forged, but convincing. The standout? My inherited 50-acre spread near Gardner. From Grandma's will. She'd skipped Mom, leaving it to me at 21. Land's more than dirt, Grandma had whispered. Its roots. Hold it till you see its heart. Mom had fumed, offering to manage it. I'd paid taxes, ignored developers. Now records showed I'd sold it to Yellowstone Ventures LLC for $450,000, signature, mine-ish. Notary stamp legit. Funds wired to an unknown account. My phone buzzed, unknown caller. This is Linda, from the notary in Livingston.
I
shouldn't call, but your mom brought docs 2 weeks back. Said you'd signed remotely, travelin' and all. I've known Victoria forever. So I stamped him. You notarized without me? I pressed. Her voice quavered. Family business,
she said.
But hearin' about your trouble, I could lose my seal. Linda, document every detail. Send to my lawyer. I gave details. That knot in your gut? It's your lifeline. Postcall. I stared out at the Absaroka Mountains, sun rising golden. Normal folks headed to ranches or offices, lives unscripted. My work email pinged before access vanished, voicemail transcript from yesterday. Travis, calm down. The drive's all we needed. She's too stubborn to beg. Stick to the tail. She gave it to you for safekeepin'. You spotted odd files, but couldn't believe your sister would steal. Clear as day, they'd turn my habits against me. No cloud storage. Physical backups. I'd built fences. They'd snuck through with Travis as the gate. Grandma's land backed Yellowstone Park. A creek winding through aspens. Prime for ecotourism or whatever. But digging deeper, a survey from months back showed surrounding plots. National Forest North. Conservation Easement West. Highway Strip South. State DOT plans. New access road approved. Turning my acres into gold for development. My lawyer, Jack Harlan, met me at the county clerk's. Yellowstone Ventures formed recently. Ownership loops through Shells to Travis's girlfriend, Sarah Klein. Seed money from Frontier Bank, where your mom's on the board. Clerk docs confirmed. Forged deed. Title chain. But the map sealed it with the road. Value skyrocketed to millions. Insider info, Jack muttered. Your mom's on the planning committee. We had a case. But I needed more. The fraud charges loomed. Metadata on those planted files off, created on software I lacked. Paths mismatched. Sloppy for mom's style. Evening fell as I brewed coffee. Exhaustion hitting. Travis had breached my trust. But pity stirred. He'd always been her pawn. Jack called. What if the fraud's a smokescreen?
Paranoid.
But possible. Mom didn't err. She layered. The Gardner sale was flashy. Traceable. But those other transfers? Smaller. Under radar. Forming a chain from Highway 89 to a proposed FedEx hub. Approved quietly. Combined value. $40 million plus. Distraction, I realized. Everyone chases the $8 mill land grab, misses the big score. My phone rang. Travis.
Ing.
She's unravelin'. Talkin' family meetin' to fix it. Never seen her scared. Get out.
Trav.
You're the fall guy, your name on Shells. Your hands on the drive.
A pause. Door shutting.
Too deep now. 8 p.m. She says if you ain't here. Real evidence drops to the sheriff. What real evidence?
Click. Gone.
I rolled up to Mom's ranch outside Livingston at 7:40. 10 minutes early. The sprawling log home sat against the Rockies. Lights glowing warm, a facade of Western hospitality. I parked hidden, watching. At 7:50. Harlan's truck, no. A sleek SUV. Her lawyer Tom Barrett. At 7:55. Another vehicle, 2 men in suits. Looking like city slickers lost in cowboy country. Jack texted, prosecutors eyeing Linda's affidavit. Tread light. I slipped a button cam into my flannel.
Pen-like.
Then I approached the porch where I'd once swung as a kid, believing moms were guardians. Travis opened, face haggard. She's in the den. Those guys. I pushed in.
Din door shut.
Voices low.
Nonok Ibarja.
Mom behind Dad's old oak desk. Barrett beside. The strangers by the window. Briefcases ready. Emily, Mom purred. Smile sharp as barbed wire. Glad you made it. Cut the bull. What do you want? Signatures. A stranger slid papers. Confess to the fraud. We ensure light sentence. Probation. Sealed record. I scanned without touching. Buried clauses. Admit instability. Validate the land sale. Clever. Frame me as unhinged. Cover your tracks. Emotional thinkin', Barrett drawled. This is pragmatic.
No.
It's kin. I activated the cam. Travis. What did she dangle? Cut of the sales? Mom's approval. Shut it, he muttered. She can't love.
Trav.
We're just assets, profitable or disposable. Enough, Mom snapped. You always were headstrong. Did you know? I faced him. When you swiped the drive. Hacked my laptop that she was stealing $8 mill in land. 8 mil, he whispered. Mom laughed.
Crisp.
Dramatic. Sold fair and square at $450,000. Buyer gambled on growth. Buyer being a shell owned by Sarah. Funded by your bank. Using committee intel.
Prove it, Barrett said.
Don't need to. Feds will. The room froze. Travis backed up. Barrett gripped his glass. Feds. Mom echoed. Tasting defeat. I'll spill. Linda's confessing forgery. Watched by your lawyer here. Bar license toast with that.
No proof, Barrett blustered.
Guilt's proof enough. I left the ranch at 2:30. Her warning ringing. You don't know the war you're startin'. But I did. She'd ruined rivals. Neighbors, but they weren't schooled in her ways like me. Jack waited with Linda. Pale and shaky. Her 3-page statement detailed it all. She's terrified, Jack said. Wants out. I can't, Linda sobbed. Victoria's connected. She'll ruin me. She will anyway, I said. You're loose ends now. Remember Mike the Builder? Questioned a flip. She forged reports. Tanked his life. Linda gasped as I played an old voicemail, Mom's voice directing backdated fraud. God help us. We spent hours, affidavits, recordings. Linda recalled specifics, dates, Mom's phrases. By 6 o'clock. Enough for deed challenge. But fraud files nagged, too imperfect. What if it's bait? I told Jack. Timeline. Travis's visit. Access. Complaint, rushed. Gardener flashy, other parcels subtle. Linking to the hub worth $40 mill. Genius, Jack said. Chase the decoy, miss the herd. Travis called. She's frantic. Meet at 8 or evidence drops. I arrived early. Spotted arrivals. Inside. Confrontation brewed. But humanity tugged, maybe redemption for Travis. The den felt like a showdown in an old Western flick. Tension thick as sagebrush. Mom's eyes narrowed as I laid it out. The decoy land. The real windfall from the hub.
Travis looked gut-punched.
Realizing his role as patsy. You played us all, I said. But it's over. Feds are loopin' in on insider trading. Forgery across state lines. Barrett scoffed. Bluff. I played the cam feed on my phone, their words damning. Mom's face tightened. What do you want? The truth. For once. She rose. Composure cracking. Truth? I saved us after your dad. Ranch near bankrupt. Debts pillin'. Every crime was for you kids' schools. Starts. Control, I countered. Power. The perfect ranch widow. She approached. Voice low.
Fine.
I forged deeds. Planted files. Used board info. Happy. The doorbell pierced. Sheriff's deputies with warrants. Travis crumbled. Spilling beans. Barrett lawyered up. The strangers vanished. As they cuffed Mom, she turned. Family sticks together.
No, y whisperat.
Family heals together. Deputies hauled her. Travis wept confessions. I stood on the porch. Stars bright overhead. Big sky unfiltered. Jack called. Charges drop tomorrow. Mom faces 15 to 20 for fraud. Insider. Travis Cooperotten maybe probation. What now? The ranch loomed. Shadows long. Reclaim your land. Build something real. Weeks blurred. Hearings. Depositions. Legally. It was clean. Montana's forgery laws strict. Feds on interstate angles. I got the Gardner acres back, plus shares from the smaller parcels via restitution. But the humane part? Travis reached out post-bail. We met at a diner. Him nursing coffee. Me wary.
Cease.
I was blind. She twisted me. I know. But you chose. He nodded, tears welling. Help me fix it? We talked hours, therapy. Amends. Mom's trial loomed. She pled guilty for reduced sentence. 10 years. In court. She met my eyes. Regret? Maybe. I visited her pre-sentencing. Why? I asked through glass.
Fear.
Losing control after dad. Families don't control, they support. She nodded faintly. Learned too late. The lesson hit light. Betrayal scars. But forgiveness mends. I sold part of the land ethically. Funded a family counseling center on the rest. A ranch retreat for fractured kin. Travis helped build it. Finding purpose. We weren't perfect, but we were real, under that vast sky. Healing one day at a time. Life post-storm settled like dust after a cattle drive. With charges cleared, Big Sky rehired me. Promotion in tow for my integrity under fire. But I quit, started my own bookkeeping firm for small ranches, emphasizing transparency. No more shadows. The Gardner property transformed. I kept 20 acres wild, built cabins on the rest for the Hayes Healing Ranch. Families came, estranged siblings, parents mending fences. Travis managed ops, sober and steady, attending AA. This is my redemption, he'd say, hammering nails with purpose. Mom wrote from prison, letters evolving from defensive to reflective. I see now control ain't love, one read. Proud of what you're building. I visited quarterly, conversations turning to memories of dad. The good times before ambition poisoned her. Parole loomed in 5, maybe reconciliation. One sunset. Travis and I sat on the porch, beers in hand. Think we'd be here without the mess? He asked. Nope. But pain birthed growth. Lesson. Family's not about perfection, but choosing kindness over control. He clinked bottles. To second chances. Under the Montana sky, stars twinkled like promises. I'd lost trust, gained wisdom. And in that vast west, where land meets heart, I found peace, humane. Hard one. And true. The end wasn't vengeance, it was understanding. Mom's schemes unraveled our facade, but wove something stronger, empathy. In America's heartland, where justice rolls slow but sure, we learned blood ties bend. Don't break if you let love lead the way.